sensational podcast, but MYB. In today's session, guys, we're going to talk about the power of compound interest and why it's early to start early. We've been saying, people, you got to keep it smooth. But before you keep it smooth, we got to give thanks to Jesus Christ. We got to start off with gratitude. So, all you guys all over the world right now, you're grateful, man. You're alive. You're blessed. You're strong. You're courageous. You're handsome. You're pretty. You're gorgeous. You're intelligent. You're wise. You can't complain. Gratitude for the small things, Lord. Gratitude, Lord, for me being able to have the wisdom and understanding right now to drop this knowledge on people who need it. But because the topic, guys, is about finance, but I'm not no financial expert. I dropped out of college, so I'm not no financial expert. But during my years, which is 2 years, only 2 years now, only 2 years of knowledge and wisdom, I was able to pray at night and ask God for wisdom. The brother grant me finance wisdom. So if you think about it, finance run the world. No matter what profession you do, finance run the world. Any trade you do, bro, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, any profession you want to be. But if you don't understand money, and if you don't understand how compound interest work, you're screwed. Because if you think about it, right, all these professions, bro, they have the money, but they can, and they don't know what to do with the money. See what I'm saying, people? Yes, you get a monthly income, but when you finish paying your bills and your mortgage and your debt and your student loan, do you really have any money left? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a saying, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep and how much money you can keep growing, right? So most people have heard the term compound interest, right? But few, very few understand how it really works and how the silence make or break their financial future every single day. Because like I said, people, right? Either you invest early, you start early, because they always said, especially with this particular topic and compound interest, it really help you guys, because the earlier you guys start is the really better for you guys. I probably might break it down later on in like 10 minutes from now, or maybe not, but here we go, right? Because Albert Einstein, I don't know if you guys know who that is, right? He called compound interest, right, the 8 wonders of the world. He said, he who understand it, earn it. He who don't, pay it. Same with liquidity. If you guys understand liquidity, you are liquidity. If you guys are a trader, you just get what I just said, right? So, and that's the right here, right? It's the difference between the rich and the poor mindset, right? Check this out, right? Listen to what I'm about to say, people. Listen carefully what I say, right? Because this video right here is really not about listening, but taking action. Because you have to put that $1 into that account. Because if you think about it, right? If you have on Robinhood, you go and you look for 10 companies, right? Check this out. You go on Robinhood, we get Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Intel, Meta, any 7 stock, whatever. So let's say you have 5 stocks, right? So you take $5, you put $1 in each one of those companies. Bam, 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 bam. Every month or every weekly, they're gonna give you a dividends, right? They're gonna give you even dividends, maybe like 5 cents. You're gonna get dividends right there, right? And the dollar is gonna keep growing regardless. Even if the dollar go down, so what? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that dollar might turn to $5, right? So at least you have $5 each company. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's done $25 you don't generate because of some shit you start now, right? But if you waited 10 years from now, 5 years from now, because people, if you're watching this video, bro, and you get a view, like if you watch this video, right, and you see what I'm saying, and you guys listen to the video and don't take action, you're a hypocrite. Remember when Jesus called the boy hypocrite in the Bible? I'm gonna call you a hypocrite. Because why, bro? As you guys can see right here, this should say investing, bro. Savings, I'm not really a fan of savings, because why? Another person spending is someone's income, right? So if you save, someone else can have no income. And if that person don't have no income, the other person can, and then it cycle of going next to the whole country in debt. Then the government got to print more money because someone decided to save. So I'm not really a big fan of savings. Growth, go with the compound, right, people? So check this out, right? And that's right here is the difference between the rich and the poor. Because like I said, the rich use compound interest to grow their money, people. They grow their money. And the poor experience it, right? If you're poor, you're poor. Through credit card, through debt, and loan. Because check this out. This is what I'm going to say carefully now. Today I'm going to break down exactly how compound interest works and why it's the most powerful force in finance, and how you can use it to build wealth without chasing height or quick rich scheme. If you guys want to get rich quick, go to the casino. All fan of that. Go to the casino, have a good time, If you got $500, $200, go have fun, no problem. You can die regardless, right? Even if you put your money in the stock market, it compound, you still die regardless. At least if you guys put that whole in the stock market, register that whole as a private business, and have someone as the beneficiary. So even though you have that compound interest and you die, you have someone else as the beneficiary. So at least what you did, you can pass down to someone else. Put that whole in a revocable living trust, or you guys can get a corporation, slap that whole in the LLC. Then you can run that whole offshore. Then you can do lots. People, wisdom is key. People, wisdom is key. Think of it like a snowball effect, bro. Listen what I say, people. Think of it like a snowball effect, bro. It's gonna roll over and over and over. Check this out, right? It started off small, because remember I told you guys that $1, when I saw the video, I was like, that $1 is gonna turn into $25, and that $25 is gonna turn into $45. It's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the smaller you start, who cares? The larger you start, who cares, right? End of the day, it all comes down to what? Taking action, right? I'm gonna give you guys a quick example, right? Let's say you invest $1,000, right, at a 10% annual return. After 1 year, you got $1,100, right? But the next year, you're not just earning interest on your original $1,000, right? You're earning interest on that $1,100. So now you're earning $110 instead of $100, right? Yeah, like I said, that's when the dividends kick in, people. Then after you stack up a lot of bread now, and you could be able to buy 100 shares of a company that you like, you can get a strategy called the wheel option. You can buy a put spread, a call spread, a cover call, run that whole into wheel option, and that whole can generate you positive cash flow, right? So let's do the math, right? $1,000 invested at 10% growth to almost 17,000 in 40 years, give or take, right? Without adding dollar cost. Now imagine if you keep investing monthly, it skyrocketed, or weekly. It don't really matter. Even if you guys put $100 in that hole and never put it again, it don't really matter. Because you put $100, you put $10 into 10 stocks, that's $100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, that's $100. $100, right, for 10 stocks, right? Simple as that. And let that whole go in dividends and reinvest it. That you can put your guys' Robinhood account to reinvest the dividends. So it's going to automatically reinvest that whole for you. And you guys can just put $100 and that's it. So at least you can say, you know what, I have $100 there, and I have someone as my beneficiary. In case I die, so what? Because at the end of the day, you is gonna die, right? So simply interest versus compound interest, right? Most people confuse simple interest with compound interest. The difference is, to me, is, check this out, it's straightforward. You only earn interest on your original money. If you invest $1,000 at 10%, you make $100 each year easily, but it's just year, people. It's just year, right? But compound interest is different. It's exponential, right? It grow on top of your growth. That's why it's powerful. And like I said, the company itself pay you dividends. If you invest in companies that pay dividends weekly, that's extra cash. The stock market closed yet? Stock market just closed. So if you invest weekly, you can't complain, because like I said, you don't even have to invest weekly. Just at least invest once, and that's it, right? If you ever seen those charts with line flat and sudden, think about it, people, right? You go in the stock market, that's fine. I always said, you don't have to understand what's going on in finance, but finance is one profession every male should know, because when it comes to money, males should take the role and understand money, bro. Because if you want to make this money, at least know how to make your money grow. I mean, people, not just drop down, but grow. It's like that, people. If your money is not growing, like compound interest is growing, you're not really doing nothing, right? I can give you guys the formula of compound interest, but I don't really care about you guys, right? But let me break it down, right? The A, the final amount of money. P, the principal, what you start with. R, the interest rate. N, how many times it compounds per year. T, how much per year. Now, you don't have to be a mad genius. You don't have to be any genius. All you need to know, guys, is something called Robinhood, Fidelity, Charles Schwab. Find you guys any broker that will allow you to buy stocks, shares, even if it's crypto. It don't even matter. The thing about crypto now, what would be the difference from crypto? Crypto don't pay you dividends. That's the only thing I say. Crypto don't pay you dividends. And crypto is more volatile than the stock market. And if you invest into meme coins, they will move faster. Even if you put your portfolio at least split it. If you want to have $100, put 50 in crypto, 50 in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? At least be into that whole. Because regardless, either you can trade crypto on Trade Locker, or you can just buy the crypto on Robinhood, and you can just put it into your Robinhood wallet just to be safe, right? Because if you think about it, right, no matter what I talk about, compound interest can work against you too, bro. Because check this out. Here's the catch. Compound interest doesn't just work for you. It can work against you too now. Credit card debt is a perfect example, right? When you owe money at 20%, the interest start compounding too. And instead of your money growing, your debt is growing. So if you guys in credit card debt, don't invest first, bro. Pay off your credit card debt, because if you're in credit card debt, you're pretty much putting your money in the stock market to try to be able to make it back to pay off that credit card. No. If you're in credit card debt, pay off your credit card debt first. Don't worry about investment. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about investment for that. Get your credit card debt to zero, pay that shit off, and then come back to investment, right? Because you think about it, right? So while you're trying to build wealth, your credit balance is doubling in the background. That's why debt is so dangerous, and because it uses compound interest against you, right? The bank understand compound interest because that's where they work. That's their profession. That's why they stay rich. Why the people like us stay broke? The banks use our money to trade with. They use our money to put into a better savings, better investment, better return. You know what I'm saying? People, the banks could take better risk. Because if you think about it, say, right? The bank trade off you guys' money, right? If they fail, so what? They're too big to fail. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Lehman Brothers, JP Morgan. Any one of those banks fail, the government will come and bail them out, regardless. Because if you think about it now, if the government don't bail them out, you guys will get screwed, because that's where all of you guys have your money, guys, in those banks. So they can take larger risks, because if they do take the risk and it pay off, shit, more money for them. And let's say they pay off, they make 100,000, they take 90,000 and just divide the other 10% between you guys. You know what I'm saying, people? But they only trading, same with the hedge fund. That's what your hedge fund do. That's what my hedge fund do. So that's what I can say. Hedge fund is every person, every trader out there should start a hedge fund, because why? You're trading with other people's money, and if your hedge fund is big enough, you will not fail regardless, because too many people are invested in your hedge fund to fail. So even if your hedge fund fail, the bank by themselves is going to bail you out, because if the bank don't bail you out, the whole country collapse regardless, right? So building compound interest is a strategy, right? So how do you use compound interest to your advantage, right? Start now. Even if you're in your 50s, in your 30s, if you're 12, I believe Warren Buffett started when he was young too, so everybody know Warren Buffett's story. I don't have to talk about Warren Buffett's story. He did the shit. Invest consistency. If you guys, motivation, discipline, and consistency, right? If you guys want to invest weekly, go ahead. Invest monthly, go ahead. But at least invest something in that whole player. I don't call off a couple brokers 2 minutes ago. So if you guys want to invest. And then, like I said, when they pay you in dividends, don't just take the money and leave it in buy power or take it out. No, just reinvest their money. So like I said, people, right? If you put $100 in the stock market now into companies that pay you good dividends, you don't have to deposit no more of your money. From that $100 each month, these companies gonna give you probably like 50 cents, a dollar, 75 cents, whatever, and let that 75 cents, a dollar reinvest it itself. So your $100 just keep compounding, and all you did was just reinvest your returns, right? And then what you gotta do again, stay patient, bro. Because if you don't stay patient, you're screwed. That's the first few years will be slow. Because like, remember I tell you guys the snowball effect? It's slow at first. Like when you guys deep in a pum pum, right? You gotta be smooth with it, player. You gotta ease it in. Then you gotta rock with the back, short backs. And you gotta clap cheeks. But eventually you gotta moisten, lube it up, smooth it out, player. But you got to be patient, right? And you gotta avoid high risk, right? When you guys looking at the dividends, don't look for no dividends that have 8% dividends, because you want a dividend that at least 2% to 3%, because that's guaranteed 2%, 3%, right? If your dividends is like 8%, it means the company by itself is volatile. because it's not guaranteed every month you're gonna get that same return. And it's high risk right there. Always go for dividends that's around 3% rate to 2%, right? So compound interest isn't just about money, bro. It's about mindset. The wealth think long term. They understand that money grows slowly and first, bro. That's all. Like I said, that's all you really need to know, bro. The average person want to get result fast, right? The wealthy people want lasting result. The poor people don't even know what's compound interest, bro. Right? For example, bro, you don't even learn what's asset and liability, bro. Like if I ask some of you guys right now what's asset and liability, you guys may say you don't even know. But let me give a quick answer, right? Asset is something you need, right? Liability is something you want, right? What's something you need? What's something you want? You figure what you need and you figure what you want, right? The goal isn't to get rich quick. Like I said, you want to get rich quick, go into the casino, have a good time, and who knows, you got some luck on your side, you catch a boom, you get rich right there. But the stock market don't work that way. You're just doing gamble the stock market, learn the stock market, right? Because the stock market by itself is a central bank. The stock market itself print money, bro. So as long as you're in the stock market by itself is a printing machine. So the stock market is the skills you're gonna learn, and as long as you're learning it, the money will come, bro. Because trading by itself, stock market itself is first. The money is secondary, bro. So compound interest isn't just a math equation, bro. It's wealth psychology, bro. The true power is freedom, right? Think about what I'm about to say, people. True power of compound interest isn't about money. It's about freedom. It's about you can be whatever you want to be. It's about time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, bro, right? When you let your money work for you, you can buy back your time. You're buying choice. You're buying peace, right? Every dollar you invest is a little peace, bro. This is what I said before. I say peace, bro. Peace of mind, bro. Knowing you can sleep, bro, and your money working for you, bro. The more worker, this is what I'm gonna say, people. The more you work, doesn't mean you make it more, bro. The harder you work, doesn't mean you make it more, bro. Reality, bro. The less you work, the more you earn, people. The rich don't trade hours for money, bro. Well, personally, I wouldn't say the rich, bro. I don't trade hours for money, bro. My money just compounds for me because I can tell you guys, right? I get paid in dividends, bro, and I just buy the 100 shares. Then I use a strategy called the wheel strategy, bro. People, invest in yourself, people, right? Right? So here's the challenge for you, right? To be truth be told, I don't care. I don't want to give you guys no challenge because I don't care about you guys. I'm doing this for me because at the end of the day, matter of fact, I'm probably posting this video for my son. Because probably when I'm 40 and shit, my son may want to talk to me, but don't even talk to me because look at my videos. Because what you talking to me for, and I'm saying the shit right now. I don't want to be no stupid. So after you watch my videos, then you can come talk to me. If you never watch my videos, don't talk to me. Because I'm going to tell you the same shit what I made today in 2030. You know what I'm saying? So, if you guys want to get better, bro, just start today. Don't just start, though. Like, you guys have, do you see this right there? The invest, bro. If you guys watching the video and you guys don't invest in, you're stupid. If you guys saving, you're smart. But in reality, you're stupid. Grow your money. This right here by itself is a liability. Don't save your money. Don't save it. If you're going to save it, put it in a high yield savings account, a high yield checking account. Grow it through the stock market, right? Invest it through this right here. Because after you put the $100 here, the dividends from here, reinvest it back into more stocks and different opportunity, people. But like I said, people, I'm not no financial expert, right? I'm just a trader. I'm just a financial wizard, right? Other than that, mind your business.